Howdy folks, and welcome to the Hillbilly Kitchen. Today we're making the world's absolute easiest and probably the best biscuit ever. We're making butter Swim Biscuits. Now this is a buttermilk biscuit, so you're going to get that really delicious old-fashioned biscuit taste, but these are totally effortless. So many of y'all told me you learned how to make biscuits with me when I did the 2-ingredient biscuits. These are so much easier. I wish I'd taught you how to make these when you learned how to make those. But you don't have to roll this out. There's no kneading it. There's no cutting it. We're just going to stir it and bake it. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 450 degrees because these are so easy and so quick. If you don't get it started before you even gather up your ingredients, your oven won't be preheated in time to put the biscuits in it. Now, you need a stick of butter. They're butter Swim Biscuits. And folks always say, salted or unsalted. It really doesn't matter. Salted butter has about 1/4 teaspoon of salt in a stick. And that 1/4 teaspoon is not going to matter much one way or the other. I do like the flavor of salted, and I almost always use salted butter. So I'm going to put this in the oven and get it melted before we go on to the other ingredients. Now, you need about 2 cups of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use regular milk, whole milk, or even evaporated milk or something like that. And add you 2 tablespoons of regular white vinegar to it. Let it sit a minute. It'll kind of curdle. The vinegar will do a very similar thing to your biscuits that the buttermilk enzymes do. Not exactly the same, but it's really, really close, and nobody's going to know the difference. You need about 2½ cups of self-rising flour. If you do not have self-rising flour, you need a tablespoon of baking powder and ½ teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt, kind of depending. If you used unsalted butter, you're going to want a teaspoon of salt. Now, because we're using the buttermilk, most people add a little something to sweeten these because the buttermilk is a little sour and it kind of balances it out. You can use a tablespoon of sugar. You can use 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can use maple syrup. You can use something low calorie. I like to add a little bit of honey to my biscuits when I use buttermilk because I like the flavor of honey. And about a tablespoon, and I'm just going to kind of measure this with my heart. I did kind of stir up. I didn't sift the flour. You can sift it, but I just used a fork to bust up any lumps and put a little bit of air in it. Like I said, we're making the world's easiest biscuits here. So what I'm doing, instead of measuring this with a measuring spoon, is I'm going to kind of drizzle it in here so it's not all in one big lump. Makes it easier to stir up. And you can heat it a little bit, which also makes it easier to stir up. And that's about a tablespoon. And now we're just going to pour in our 2 cups of buttermilk. And then we're going to stir this up. And that's it. You don't have to knead it or anything like that. We don't have to get the consistency of the dough exactly right like we do with a drop biscuit or a cut biscuit. Just stir it up. These are going to be really light and fluffy because of the buttermilk, and also because we're not working them much. And when you overwork your biscuits, that's what makes them tough and flat. And because we're just stirring these, we're not even going to roll them out, they're definitely not going to be overworked. Your oven won't preheat in the time it takes you to mix these up. So turn the oven on if you're making these on the weekend, and pour yourself a cup of coffee and let the oven preheat good. And while the oven is preheating, you can gather your ingredients. Go ahead and stick your butter in and make sure you got it melted. And I bet our butter didn't even have time to melt, and my oven was at 450 degrees while we were mixing these up. But we'll see. That's it. I mean, there's no need to overmix them. It's even okay if there's a few lumps in them. They'll cook out. It's perfectly fine. Just mix them up. Okay, our butter is almost melted, not quite, but the pan is very hot. It's actually not almost melted. I mean, like, this butter was in a 450 degree oven and it did not melt in the time that it took us to mix these biscuits. That's how easy these are. And you see how they're rising over here already? So now I got to work fast and I got to get my butter melted here. It's okay if you have a few little pieces, but you don't want these great big lumps in there, because you got this butter is going to get in your dough, and that's most of the fat that's in your biscuits. You got to have that. Now we're just going to dump our dough into our butter. Butter swim. They're swimming in the butter. This is honestly going to be the best eating you've had since you sat at your grandma's table, because the buttermilk flavor in the biscuits, and they're so light and fluffy, and that's what it's going to remind you of. Like I said, there's no work to this. The hardest part of this is literally washing this bowl. Now we're going to cut these in about 9 biscuits. If you are feeding a whole bunch of folks, cut it in about 12 biscuits, because these are going to be pretty big biscuits. And you want to pre-score them. I mean, you're not really going to cut them. You're still going to have to cut them. But we're pre-scoring them because we want that butter to go up in the middle of our biscuits. I mean, you know, you might be able to tear them off, but I would still cut them when I take them out. And I tried a few different ways to cut these, and I honestly found that a butter knife was about the best, and going back and forth a couple of times kind of helps open it up and get that butter in between them, and that's what you want. I had one of them little dough blades that I use for a lot of breads, but this seemed to work better. We're going to put these back in our 450-degree oven for about 20 minutes. And that's it. You can cook some sausage gravy, or just get out some jam and jelly, maybe some homemade apple butter or something like that, and you've got breakfast. Now, in 20 minutes, they are going to look like that. Be nice and golden brown. Now these I took out just a couple minutes ago, so they've stopped sizzling, but you can see the butter all around the edges still. But when I first took them out, that butter all around the edge was sizzling. And look at how thick these things are. I mean, they are super fluffy. These would be perfect with gravy. They would be perfect with just a little jam on them, with breakfast sandwich stuff on them, you know, sausage and egg and cheese, or bacon and egg and cheese. They're really good with dinner or with breakfast if you want fresh bread. But look at all that butter in the bottom. And, oh gosh, it's so hot I can't break it in two. Super, super fluffy and incredibly buttery. I mean, that is just the perfect biscuit. And it was so, so easy. Like literally before the oven preheated, the biscuits were ready to go in it. And the hardest thing is seriously washing the bowl or waiting for them to cool down. Now, if you're making these for dinner, you can add in some cheese and some herbs to them. You know, little cheddar cheese and some Italian spice or something, or garlic. If you're making them for breakfast, you could add in like half a cup to a cup of raisins or blueberries. Add in a little more sugar or honey. Do like half a cup and really sweeten them up. A little cinnamon, and do like a blueberry or a cinnamon raisin biscuit. Put a little drizzle on top of them. Incredibly easy, wonderfully light and fluffy, totally delicious, and it has that flavor of Grandma's biscuit. This really is the easiest biscuit you're ever going to make, and it's probably the best biscuit you're ever going to make, just totally plain like this. You can cut them in half. Of course, you're going to want to let them cool down a little bit more, but so moist and so fluffy. Just like what Grandma had in her kitchen, and that buttermilk really is the secret. This is my first video of 2026. And I wanted to get up something, well, I wanted to get this up for you last week, but right after my wedding, I got the flu. You can tell I'm still having some, you can still tell I've had it, but I am on the mend now. I was getting emails, people asking me if I was okay, and I'm sorry. We do have, you know, we're going to get some more videos up, and we're going to do a live stream real soon because there's a lot of exciting stuff happening, and I want to share all that with you. But we'll have up more videos soon. I'm sorry it's taken me, well, it'll be probably like the 12th or 13th of January before this gets up. I did not intend on waiting that long this year because a lot of people have asked if the Hillbilly Kitchen is going to continue, and of course the Hillbilly Kitchen is going to continue. I can't leave y'all. And in 2026, I want you to start off the year. I know a lot of us are trying to improve ourselves. We're trying to fix things that we perceive as being wrong, or form new habits, better habits. But 1 John 4:12 kind of sums up a really good way to start out the year. And it says, "No man has seen God at any time. If we love one another, God dwells in us, and his love is perfected in us." So this year, focus on loving one another and let God perfect us from the inside. Let him have his way in our lives, and we might just find that it is the best year we have ever had. Thank you so very much for continuing to be a part of the Hillbilly Kitchen. Thank you so much for all of your comments on my wedding video. We truly, truly appreciate that. And like I said, we are going to do a video real soon. I'm sorry it hasn't been sooner, but had a little trouble talking. Anyway, before I have a coughing fit, I'm going to say, until next time, remember to put God first.